First.
He's the father of reality TV. Producer Mark Burnett talks about Survivor and more Wednesday.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting tonight from Southern California and John Roberts in New York.
Good evening from San Diego County, in the thick of the Southern California wildfire zone. It's been another brutal day in the battle, though some fire crews further north finally got a bit of a break from the weather. But not around here, where one fire chief said his exhausted crews needed a break, even at the cost of more homes lost to the relentless flames. These are now among the most destructive and deadly wildfires in California history, with bad flare-ups again today in San Diego and San Bernardino counties. Tonight, about 13 major fires are burning from near the Mexican border and San Diego to Simi Valley, north of Los Angeles, and east to the San Bernardino National Forest. At least 10,000 firefighters, some brought in from neighboring states, are in the line of fire. The number of people confirmed killed in the firestorms rose today to at least 15. More than 1,500 homes have been destroyed, with more than 500,000 acres now up in smoke. Officials estimate just fighting the fires will cost the state $100 million, and that's not counting the still mounting billions in fire losses. Tonight, CBS News correspondents are again deployed throughout the Southern California fire zones. Here in San Diego County, firefighting crews are stretched so thin, in some cases, they have reached the breaking point. CBS's Bill Whitaker is on the southern front of the battle.
They had hoped today would be calm, but this monster fire is a trickster too, and it flared up again.
It's gonna get a little hot right here.
It's frustrating to firefighters and maddening to homeowners.
But man, it's almost too little too late. You've wiped out half the county of San Diego without our equipment here. This should never happen.
Like a 100-year hurricane, this is the firestorm that overwhelmed California's resources.
I would say if we have 800 or 900 people, that we probably could use triple of that on a fire of this size, magnitude, and complexity.
When firefighters around the state, even from here in San Diego, were deployed to the first fires near LA, San Diego was left vulnerable when this, the last and biggest inferno, broke out.
I was begging for more help on Sunday. The help was being used. It's not like the help was there and they didn't send it.
Like this fire that darts unpredictably from one point to another, exhausted firefighters too are hopscotching from hotspot to hotspot with no end in sight. It's starting another brush fire, this one political.
Where were the helicopters? Where were the extra crews yesterday?
Whether the acts of man or God, the reality on the line is the same.
We've got resources that are out there on their third day now that still have had no sleep, no meals, no nothing. It's whatever we could find. In some cases, they were actually picking fruit.
Reinforcements are coming in, but none of these firefighters is expecting to get much rest anytime soon. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, San Diego.
And then there's what happened right here in this part of San Diego County. It's called Scripps Ranch, an upscale neighborhood, much of which went up in smoke days ago. Tonight, heartbreak. Many residents are living in limbo. This is what dozens of patches of California look like today. Blocks of missing homes, driveways with melted cars, gas company crews searching for leaks that could set off new explosions and fires. Missing from all this, the anxious people who live here. Scripps Ranch, a snapshot of the cruel, random nature of fire's fury. 300 expensive homes incinerated, reduced to rubble. Yet other homes almost smack up against them remain, virtually untouched, undamaged.
I don't know when we're going to go in, you know?
They said this morning on the news.
You can hardly breathe, but it's really vile. You might not even want to come home.
Less than half a mile away, over a couple of hills, the people who ran from these flames Sunday morning wait and wonder whose house is standing, whose isn't. Have you been back inside to see what's happened to your home?
No. They won't let us in.
Becky and Doug Johnson are two of the thousands of people aching to get back in. It's got to be tough to wait, though.
It is.
That's the agony. That's the agony.
It is.
It's not knowing.
Like I said, you understand the reasons, but it doesn't make it that much easier.
Some hear good news from friends who have seen or heard the truth.
Your house is fine.
But those who hear the worst news lean on a neighbor.
Houses can be rebuilt.
Sorry, hon. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Leslie Paul lost everything.
You know, my home was gone. So it burned to the ground, and we don't have anything but the clothes on our back.
As for Becky and Doug Johnson, we showed them their home.
Wow. They had to have been there with the water.
Saved by firefighters, they will likely never know.
You wish you'd know who it was, you know? They could thank them.
There are plenty of thank yous tonight about 100 miles northwest of here, and a sense of relief in the Simi Valley area, just across the ridgeline from the densely populated San Fernando Valley. Today, as the winds died down some and humidity blew in from the Pacific, fires burning on the Simi Valley side of the ridges were finally contained. In contrast, about 80 miles east of Simi Valley is the site of one of the worst flare-ups of the day. Flames threaten Lake Arrowhead, a popular resort area in San Bernardino County. CBS's Vince Gonzalez is in the hot zone there.
Firefighters took their last best shot at stopping the blaze here along a road called the Rim of the World, which separates the fire from thousands of homes and vacation spots in the Lake Arrowhead area. A second resort, Big Bear, is also threatened, raising the number of mountain evacuees to more than 40,000. Crews hope setting back fires will hold the line.
The backfiring operation is going to be pushed by the winds towards the head of the fire and hopefully meet it as the fire is moving uphill. That'll provide us a bigger fuel break so that the fire will have a harder time jumping this road.
And during the day, the Santa Ana winds did cooperate, quieting down. But the churning fire created its own winds, in places blowing back onto the highway. Firefighters made a stand on Highway 18, but the blazes now jumped the highway. There's nothing between here and Lake Arrowhead but miles of dry brush and dead trees that go up like torches when the flames hit them. Last night, firefighters lost almost 24 structures as the fire pushed toward Lake Arrowhead. They were more successful in the town of Rim Forest, where their backfires held.
We've got to get through a little bit more of this, and then it's going to be all right, huh, Bill?
Yeah. This portion of it.
Officials released this composite sketch of a man seen leaving the origin of the fire. He's wanted for arson and murder.
We're pulling all the stops and doing everything we can to bring this to a conclusion.
Late today, the blaze did breach the fire line along the Rim Road and began burning structures. The fear is the winds will pick up and propel the fire through the resort communities. Fire officials say the next 12 hours are critical. If crews can't hold the line, the worst-case scenario for those mountain communities could become a reality. Dan?
Hopes and fears on the line tonight. Vince Gonzalez in Lake Arrowhead. I'll be back shortly with more from here in Southern California. Right now, John Roberts in New York with the latest from Iraq and what President Bush had to say about it today. John?
Thanks, Dan, and good evening from New York. Violence in Iraq claimed more lives today, including an American soldier killed in Baghdad by a rocket-propelled grenade. That same attack wounded half a dozen more U.S. troops. And as correspondent Kimberly Dozier reports, throughout Iraq, terrorist suicide bombings are becoming a daily occurrence.
Today, militants delivered more violence against targets in Fallujah, Baghdad, and Basra in the south. A suicide car bomb in Fallujah was just down the block from a police station, echoing yesterday's attacks. In Baghdad, even as troops guarded the remains of the Red Cross headquarters, another target bombed yesterday, an American soldier was killed. U.S. officials also announced that gunmen had assassinated the capital's deputy mayor on Sunday. Another coalition symbol struck down.
It's a simple matter of numbers. There are more possible targets than police or troops to protect them. What the Americans need is better intelligence to give them an idea where the militants plan to strike next.
They know what's doing the damage, often improvised bombs made from old Iraqi munitions. But they're still not sure how many different attackers they may be dealing with, who's bankrolling them, and who, if anyone, is pulling their strings.
We are getting pretty good intelligence, but it's not nearly what we need to go ahead and do to prosecute the fight.
There are as many as 15 different groups with a vested interest in attacking the coalition, from former Saddam loyalists to the Iraqi criminals Saddam let loose just before the country fell, to the army officers the coalition put out of a job. But the careful planning and timing of Monday's near-synchronized bombings on the first day of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan are hallmarks of al-Qaeda, a group that's foreign to Iraq.
There are indicators that certainly these attacks seem to have the mode of operations of foreign fighters. They are not something that we have seen in the past with the former regime loyalists, the ability to conduct a suicide bombing.
Now they may have evidence. U.S. officials confirmed a Syrian man was stopped yesterday trying to blow up another Baghdad police station. Most Iraqis don't care whether the threat is foreign or homegrown. They simply want the Americans to make it stop or leave. Kimberly Dozier, CBS News, Baghdad.
At a hastily called news conference today in the White House Rose Garden, President Bush blamed the rising tide of violence in Iraq on foreign terrorists and diehard members of Saddam Hussein's Ba'ath Party. The president said U.S. forces will be firm but flexible in their response.
We're constantly looking at the enemy and adjusting. And Iraq's dangerous. And it's dangerous because terrorists want us to leave. And we're not leaving.
Mr. Bush vowed that, quote, the will of the United States will not be shaken by terrorist bombers he called suiciders. The Central Intelligence Agency revealed today that 2 American civilians hired to track terrorists in Afghanistan were killed in an ambush last weekend. The 2 freelance operatives were former military special operations soldiers. They were ambushed in a village in the eastern part of Afghanistan near its border with Pakistan. Coming up next on tonight's CBS Evening News, how could it happen? 4 children allegedly starved by their adoptive parents and a state foster care system in free fall. We'll have the inside story. Later, the birthday party that cost Tyco stockholders millions. Lawyers for indicted CEO Dennis Kozlowski didn't want jurors to see it, but you will.
It's always been our dream to run a bed and breakfast. Then I had to go on chemo, and it just drained me.
If you're on chemo and feel tired, you may be anemic.
We even talked about canceling our guests.
Talk to your doctor about Procrit for chemotherapy-related anemia in patients with most kinds of cancer. Procrit helps rebuild red blood cells, and more red blood cells can mean more strength.
Here come the meals.
Procrit is proven and safe. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo.
Here, there's no slowing down.
See anything?
Hold up. And go down.
That's one way around holiday blackout dates. The Capital One Miles One card is a better way. Fly any major airline anytime with no blackout dates.
What's in your wallet?
I know where you live!
It's new. It's a new choice. It's new Levitra, and it's here now. Ask your doctor about the new choice. New Levitra.
On-site emergency, this is Greg. Sir? Sir? I've got a signal that your airbag is deployed. I'm going to contact police and let them know where you are, okay?
Sore throat pain. It's hard to work, hard to think. Now, end your sore throat emergency fast with extra strength Cepacol lozenges. Unlike ordinary drops, Cepacol numbs sore throat pain fast with its menthocaine action. Menthocaine, 2 anesthetics to help you feel better fast. So effective, it's the #1 brand in hospitals.
The pain is gone.
Cepacol lozenges and maximum strength spray for relief on contact. Cepacol ends your sore throat emergency.
We gotta pop in on an old friend of mine.
Gordon, what are you doing here?
Hello, B. Smith. How are you?
Come on in. You have to take off your shoes, though.
It's only kind of a Japanese thing. She's the perfect woman. Even your trash cans are beautiful.
Let me make you a sandwich.
Sandwich? I don't want to be rude, B, but I've got something a little more interesting for a woman of style like you. Campbell's Select Italian-style wedding soup.
It has spinach in it, pearl pasta, and little meatballs. It tastes great.
There's lots of other delicious varieties.
They're as good as this. I'm in.
Cheerio.
Thanks for coming by.
To the outside world, they were 4 boys in the care of a loving family. But New Jersey authorities say the children were actually living in fear and near starvation. And it all went on under the eyes of a welfare system that had promised reform after other cases of severe abuse. Jim Acosta has tonight's Inside Story.
From his apartment window, Michael Bird thought he'd heard an animal digging through his garbage. Instead, it was a ravenous 45-pound 19-year-old.
He said, I'm hungry, and that's when my wife said, well, we'll bring you down food, you know.
Bruce Jackson, a young man in a child's body, has become the latest grim poster child for New Jersey's broken foster care system. Police charged the teen's parents, Raymond and Vanessa Jackson, with aggravated assault for starving 4 of their 6 adopted children. The state paid the Jacksons $400 a month for each adopted child. New Jersey's Division of Youth and Family Services investigated the Jacksons in 1995 when a school nurse found signs of abuse on Bruce's body. The case was dropped, and the Jacksons later began homeschooling all of their children. 9 employees associated with the case have been fired, and criminal charges could be filed against the family's chief caseworker, who visited the Jackson home 38 times, but never reported any problems.
This is a new day. No longer can folks hide behind, we don't have this, we don't have that.
But the agency's new day was already declared months ago when the governor ordered emergency reforms in response to the death of 7-year-old Fahim Williams, who was supposed to be under state supervision.
For the record,
the state's newly hired child advocate accuses caseworkers of allowing the Jacksons to torture their children.
it is an unimaginable cruelty, and damn it, I am going to find out exactly what was going on here.
Well, we know that the state was involved.
The Jacksons' pastor thought state officials were closely monitoring Raymond and Vanessa because they kept adopting more children.
If anything, most people in our congregation thought, boy, these people are real heroes to take these kind of people, these kind of children in and try to help them.
With the Jacksons behind bars, their children are now back where they started, back in a system that's apparently failed them before. Jim Acosta, CBS News, Collingswood, New Jersey.
President Bush today signed a law designed to streamline the processing of personal and business checks. It allows banks to clear checks electronically using a digital image instead of shipping actual paper checks from place to place. Banks must provide hard copies of the checks, though, on request. Coming up next on CBS, it was a great party, but now it's evidence. Indicted CEO Dennis Kozlowski billed stockholders millions for the bash, but it could end up costing him a lot more.
Night. It's when most of the world sleeps. A time to reset our clock so we can begin a new day. It's all part of the rhythm of life. But for many, this healthy cycle is disrupted because sleep doesn't always come easy. Fortunately, there's Ambien. Ambien is a prescription sleep aid that can help you get a full night's sleep. While natural sleep is best, Ambien helps you fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and wake rested and refreshed, not groggy the next morning. No wonder Ambien is the #1 prescribed sleep aid in America. Until you know how Ambien will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Side effects may include drowsiness, dizziness, and diarrhea. You shouldn't take it with alcohol. Patients who abuse prescription sleep aids may become dependent. Prescription sleep aids are most often taken for 7 to 10 days as needed. Your doctor will advise you about taking them longer. Take Ambien only when you can devote a full 7 to 8 hours to sleep and wake rested and ready to start your day. Talk to your doctor about Ambien. Ambien works like a dream.
I should have used Preparation H.
Cool it fast with new Preparation H Cooling Gel. Now with vitamin E and aloe. Cools on contact for fast relief. New Preparation H Cooling Gel with vitamin E and aloe.
Constipation can be uncomfortable, but so is struggling down Metamucil powder or a handful of pills. Fibercon is so effective, the recommended dose is just 2, instead of 5 Metamucil or up to 4 Citracel. Fibercon, just 2 will do.
This is Donna from OnStar.
Yes.
I have been on the line with the police the whole time. They have recovered your vehicle.
Donna?
Yes, sir.
I love you.
We love you, too.
My brother Danny and me. He got a new truck. I got a bigger one. I've got a family. He's got a bigger one. And my doctor tells me to start taking an aspirin every day for my heart. Just one tiny little St. Joseph aspirin. Though maybe bigger isn't always better. Try telling him that.
So, we're all here because of this Windex multi-surface with vinegar? Yeah, looks like trouble.
Windex multi-surface with vinegar. You can use it most everywhere to clean lots of surfaces. In your bathroom, your kitchen, all over your home.
Multi-surface? Hey, Wilson, fly down and see if it works on glass, too. Yup, works on glass.
Windex multi-surface with vinegar. Multi-surface means multi-shine. For a wipe with the power to handle tough cleaning jobs, reach for new Windex Vinegar Wipes.
It helps to make crops grow, but they say exposure to it killed their son. What does your government say?
I can't answer it's perfectly safe. I can't answer it's not safe.
If he isn't sure, why is it still being used to grow things? I America investigates tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
On the CBS Market Watch tonight, investors responded strongly today to the Federal Reserve's decision to leave interest rates at their current historic low. The Dow Industrials jumped 140 points. The Nasdaq gained 49. In a courtroom not far from Wall Street today, jurors got an eye-opening glimpse of the over-the-top lifestyle of a disgraced corporate CEO. It was a lifestyle that prosecutors say Dennis Kozlowski paid for with money he stole from the conglomerate he ran, Tyco International. Anthony Mason has the tale of the tape.
The camera is a bit jumpy, just like most home movies, but one glimpse of the dancing nymph says this is no ordinary family video. These are pictures from a $2 million birthday bash. A party thrown 2 years ago by former Tyco CEO Dennis Kozlowski for his wife Karen.
Just call me Mrs. K. That's it.
Intimate images that today became evidence in the trial in which Kozlowski stands accused of bilking Tyco out of $600 million, including the cost of the party. Kozlowski's attorneys didn't want the jury to see this tape, and the judge ordered many of the more provocative scenes cut out. So while jurors did see the back of this ice sculpture of Michelangelo's David, they didn't see the vodka that was flowing from a part of David we can't mention. But the party in Sardinia, Italy looked no less extravagant, with gladiators at the door, posing Adonises by the pool, toga-clad beauties scattering rose petals, and an archer whose flaming arrow lit up the message, "Congratulations, Karen and Dennis." Jimmy Buffett provided the music. His fee alone was $250,000. The partiers included many company employees, so Kozlowski billed more than half of the event's $2 million price tag to Tyco, while telling stockholders that same year of a relentless push to reduce costs.
Can you tell us about the business that was conducted on Sardinia?
A lavish lifestyle, of course, is proof of no crime. But this Roman spectacle appears to show Tyco's emperor was fiddling while his company burned. Anthony Mason, CBS News, New York.
Scientists warn tonight that another huge eruption of electromagnetic energy from the sun is speeding toward Earth at 2 million miles an hour. The leading edge of this massive plume of particles could reach Earth sometime tomorrow, possibly disrupting communication satellites in orbit and electrical power grids on the ground. It's a long, long way from Wall Street, but tiny Holdingford, Minnesota is overflowing with millionaires tonight. 15 school cooks and a janitor there, all women, hit the Powerball lottery for $95 million. They only contributed a quarter each toward the winning ticket. If they choose the cash option, they'll get back more than $2 million apiece. Now that's returns. Next, more from Dan Rather in Southern California, where it's not just the flames that threaten lives, it's the smoke-clogged air that Southern Californians must breathe.
Well, when I got hurt and missed work, thought I had supplemental insurance.
Supplemental insurance? What's that?
Aflac. Well, even the best insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay, other expenses. This does.
What does?
Aflac. Shouldn't ask about it at work.
Really? And what's it called?
Aflac!
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Aflac!
The heart protection study conducted by Oxford University is here. If you've had a heart attack or have diabetes, get information from Merck about treatment options at heartprotectionstudy.com.
Grandpa, how come you're always chugging Metamucil?
So it won't get thick and gritty.
Mommy doesn't chug.
I found an easier way to take fiber. Betafiber. It never gets thick like Metamucil can. It's taste-free, too.
Smart mommy.
Betafiber. The choice is clear.
Sometimes you get cravings. Then it's not so easy to stay low carb. With Carb Solutions, it's simple. Want a taste of something sweet? Just have a bar for lunch or a snack anytime. So you're handling your cravings, you're staying low carb, and cookie dough. If you're on a low-carb, reduced-calorie diet and daily exercise plan, make Carb Solutions bars part of your program to lose weight.
Out with a big can, in with a canister. Folgers revolutionary aroma sealed plastic canister. The snout-tight lid helps lock air out and seal fresh aroma in. Folgers new aroma seal canister. It's uncanny.
How fast can you help him feel like he's breathing again? With the cooling vapors of Vapor Rub, as fast as he can undo that button. No cold pill or syrup can promise that.
So what did the doctor say?
He said that the pain that wakes me up when I move at night is from arthritis.
Really?
He said I should take a leave.
Not Tylenol?
No, Tylenol can wear off in the middle of the night. Aleve works all night.
Doctors know Aleve has the strength to stop arthritis pain for up to 12 hours, so pain won't interrupt your sleep.
I see the Aleve worked.
All night long.
Aleve. And for all-day non-drowsy relief of your tough cold symptoms, try Aleve Cold.
It's been 6 months since Tabitha Tudors disappeared while walking to her school bus stop. Tonight on News Channel 5 at 6, we'll go live to a candlelight vigil service.
We end tonight with one of the lingering dangers of the wildfires here in Southern California. Where there's fire, there's smoke. And that drifting smoke is dangerous. Air pollution that poses a real health threat, even miles away from the flames. CBS's Sandra Hughes has a look tonight at what's in the air.
From the front lines of the mountain fires to the inner city, millions of Southern California residents are fighting hard to breathe.
As of 9 a.m., smoke is in the hazardous range.
Dr. Jean Henley Lopez hit the streets in south central LA this morning to assist asthmatic children whose lungs may be affected by the smoke.
Ready, set, blow.
Henley Lopez has seen 3 times the amount of kids having asthma attacks.
Kids who just happened to walk from the classroom to the cafeteria had problems with their asthma.
Even before the fires, Southern Californians were already breathing the smoggiest air in 5 years. Now they're choking down smoke that contains formaldehyde, acid, and other chemicals. No one knows more how rancid the smoke can get than those on the front lines.
It's just a hot burning feeling.
Your sinuses get real runny and you get just a fried feeling in your sinuses and a little bit in your throat.
At evacuation centers, everyone was gasping for breath. And those who could wear them were given surgical masks. Doctors say wearing a mask like this may keep you from coughing, but it does very little to filter out microscopic toxins in the air.
You still have to breathe the air, and these masks don't filter out the particles. The fine particles, they're microscopic.
That fear of throat and lung damage emptied playgrounds even 50 miles from the nearest flames. But if the fires continue, even staying indoors will do little to help.
The longer this goes on, the more it's going to become part of our indoor air as well.
For now, firefighters can't worry about when all the fires will be out. They're doing anything and everything to save even the smallest of lives. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Simi Valley.
Southern Californians can look forward to taking a deep breath when it's all over. But for now, it's not such a good idea. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on cbsnews.com. Partially sponsored by Walmart. Saving you and your family time and money with everyday low prices. It helps make crops grow, but is it safe? Eye on America investigates tomorrow. Experience CBS News.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening. Tomorrow marks a somber anniversary for the family of Tabitha Tudors.
It will be 6 months to the day that the young girl disappeared. She was on her way to her school bus stop, but she never made it there. Tonight, a candlelight vigil is being held in Tabitha's honor. News Channel 5 Scott Couch is there. Now, Scott, you're at Bailey Middle School. That's where Tabitha attended school, right?
That's right, Chris. In fact, that's why the vigil is being held here at Bailey. Tabitha went here
like her parents and all of her relatives, some of whom you can see as the crowd builds behind me. Her teachers and the kids here at the school are hoping almost against hope that Tabitha is still alive, and more importantly, that she will be found. Metro Police initially considered that Tabitha Tudors was a runaway. Now, back in July, the investigation shifted into the prospect that probably foul play was the most likely scenario. At this point, Metro Police have 3 detectives assigned to this case. They continue to follow leads, any that come in on a daily basis. Now, Tabitha's parents, Bo and Deborah Tudors, are hoping that this vigil produces some new leads, and they say that they